Hello everybody, my name's ActionPacked and you are back here for episode number 19 of Wishlist Wednesdays. Today we are going over more Black Ops 3 Zombies ideas. In this video we are specifically going to be going over melee weapon ideas for Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now if you guys don't know how the series works and you're a noob around here, be sure to check the description down below so that will fill you in on what this series is about and how you can participate in it, because this series is very interactive. If you guys want to participate in it, you guys want to get your ideas out there to other people and be kind of featured in every episode, or at least an episode here or there, then you guys can obviously have an opportunity to do that. So be sure to check the description down below. And I wanted to let you guys know, at least the veteran fans out here who have been watching for a while, I just wanted to let you guys know that I did promise you guys I would get whiteboard footage for this particular video, and I kind of let you guys down, and that is due to a number of reasons, and I don't want to make a whole host of excuses for you, but there was an unanticipated repair of my PC for like half a week, and that's why I didn't upload for a few days, and that caused me just to throw off my entire groove, and I had to re-download all my editing programs, and it really threw me off. So next episode I should definitely have that whiteboard footage, so just be sure that you guys know that it is very hard to get that whiteboard footage, and it does take time to develop it and process it and get it into the video. It takes more than a day to do, so just know that it's very hard to get the footage. I am very sorry for the delay, and I should definitely have it by next week. So yet again, I'm sorry for that. But anyways, let's get right into these awesome ideas. Anyways, our first one is COD or else, and he says plain and simple, either give all the characters a unique melee weapon similar to the Origins trailer, or just have a clean katana sword that actually slices through the zombies depending on where you cut them at, instead of just killing them and watching them fall to the floor. And he says even the sword could be maybe like a bionic sword of sorts, since Black Ops 3 is taking place in the future and all. And he also says the slicing physics would also go in a particular way that returns to the limb displacement from the explosions and etc., kind of like how it was in World at War back in the day, which came out in 2008. So that is really cool how they're actually bringing back the gore and the dismemberment that they had within World at War from back in 2008, almost a decade ago, and they're bringing that into the all how should I put it? They're putting it in campaign, they're putting it back in zombies and multiplayer. So that's very cool that they're doing that. And I think if there was some sort of mechanic where if you're using, say, a katana, or even if it was a unique melee weapon, so the katana could be for, say, what's his name, Takio. He would be using the katana, he could spawn with it, or maybe he would retrieve it somehow through an Easter egg, and he would be using it, and then he could cut off the arms of a zombie and then like slice his head off, or maybe slice him diagonally and then the zombie would kind of like slide apart. You know, something like that would be really cool. They could really just make so many cool animations with melee weapons. They could just you know what, I even think some of you guys left some like button mashing combos. We might have a comment in this video about it, but some of you guys were saying like if you click this button then that button, you'll do a different animation. If you click this and this and this, you'll do like, you know, a double backflip and then slice them in the head. You know, something like that would be very cool to have in zombies, let alone the entire game. Our second idea comes from It's Bryce, and he is another veteran commenter around this section of YouTube, and he says, alright, I know we're going farther into the future, but if there's a map that goes back to World War II or something like that, please have the Bayonet. This would obviously be a faster melee and probably more damage. And then he asks everybody, does anyone else want the classic World War II Bayonet in Black Ops 3? Personally, I would like to see it. I think something like that would be fairly cool to have. And something a lot of people are forgetting about Black Ops 3 is that in the teasers we were kind of hinted at that there is some event that is going to happen within either the campaign or the zombies campaign or whatever is happening in the game. There's going to be some sort of cataclysmic event, some sort of detrimental thing that happens. It's going to be crazy. Something big is going to occur. We know that for sure. A lot of people aren't really talking about it too much, so maybe there's going to be something that brings us back to where we have to use basic technology, basic weapons, so the Bayonet might have a chance to get in there, or at least have a little bit of action, or maybe we will see some flashbacks to World War II in the campaign even, where we will have some action with the Bayonet as well. But for zombies specifically, I definitely think they need to have some sort of past timeline element to the upcoming maps for Black Ops 3 Zombies, because if they don't, it's really not the classic zombies that we know and love, and if they don't have the past elements in it, and it's all futuristic, and it's all advanced movement, and it's kind of like Exo Zombies, I feel like this new Treyarch Zombies mode is going to fail. So they definitely need to stick with their roots. They definitely need to expand from there, and if that's what they're doing, and if that's what they plan on doing, which I think they are, then they're going to do all right. And if they do that, then I think there's going to be a chance that we could see this Bayonet happen. But they haven't had it in. I don't think it was in Black Ops 1. I could be wrong because I know it was in World at War, but we definitely didn't see it in Black Ops 2. But if they had it in Black Ops 3, that would be wicked. So it's Bryce. That was a great idea, and a few other people were mentioning similar things like this, and I gotta say it would be awesome to have in Black Ops 3. As for the third idea, we have Boomtastic 115, and he says, I would like to see Takio with the samurai sword, Nikolai with an axe, Dempsey with the Bowie knife, and then Sam or Richtofen with the sickle. This kind of has to do with Cod or Elsa's comment from earlier in the video, where he says that the characters that are playable within zombies should have their own unique melee weapons. Now, if we were to have Takio with like the katana sword that he has on his side, which I remember seeing comments and people saying back in the day that it's really ridiculous how you can't just grab on his side, grab the katana sword, and use it. So if we were to have that in zombies, I think a lot of people would go ballistic and go crazy and be like, yes, we finally have the katana sword. And then if Nikolai had his own unique weapon, which would be the axe, that kind of has to do with the storyline, how he killed, I think, one or multiple of his wives with an axe. So that would be really cool to have as well. And then Dempsey with the big Bowie knife, and then Sam or Richtofen with the sickle. I think this would be really great to have in zombies. It would bring back, I think, a little bit of nostalgia, and it would really tie into the story a little bit, at least the old story that we knew, and a lot of people enjoyed some of these little tidbits. So if we were to throw this all together, put it in zombies, make it something that's playable and usable from the get-go, or maybe even something that you can achieve in the game through an Easter egg, and then each of the characters get their own unique melee weapons through that means. Regardless, if we just had this idea in zombies as it is in this comment, I think it would be excellent, just excellent to have in zombies. Greg Bellata with our fourth idea says, anyways, for a melee weapon, I believe the chainsaw is long overdue to have as a melee weapon. Now, he wasn't thinking like a Bowie knife, but more like a primary weapon, such as the ballistic knife in Black Ops 2, where you would get it out of the box and then it would replace one of your weapons, or it would just automatically be one of your primary weapons. He says you could use this to attack in several different ways. You could use the regular melee button, which would do your standard slash. You could hit the right trigger, which would rev up the chainsaw, and then you would hit with the melee button, which would cause more damage, with the only drawback being that you run out of fuel after several rev ups. And he says if you hit the left trigger, you make a charge move and run at the zombies with the chainsaw. And of course, I would imagine you would have to be running, and then you would hold the left trigger, and then you would do the charge move or animation. And then it says here, if you combine the right trigger and left trigger, you would rev up charge attack, but it would cause a lot of fuel to be depleted, of course, very quickly. So I like the fact that he kind of has these little combos in here, like if you were playing a fighting game, you would mash multiple different buttons to do different attacks. I think that would be cool to have in zombies. I think if they didn't make it too complicated, I think it would definitely be doable. I don't know if this is going to be in the foreseeable future, so this is kind of one of those comments where it's like I would really like to see it happen, but I don't know, and I really honestly don't think it would happen, but let alone the chainsaw would be pretty cool to have, and I definitely think that is overdue for sure. Our fifth and final comment comes from Harry Gladman. It's a one-word comment. It's very short, very sweet. It says, lightsaber. Now, of course, I don't think personally they should put a lightsaber into Black Ops 3, a Call of Duty game, zombies mode. I don't think they should put a lightsaber in there. I just want to get that off right away. I think this is a good conversation starter, and that is why I put it as the fifth comment in this video. Now, I think it's fairly interesting that he said lightsaber, because we have a lot of Star Wars stuff coming out later this year, and I think that if Treyarch were to do some sort of nod towards the Star Wars franchise, or even the Star Wars Battlefront game, or just anything that revolves around the universe of Star Wars, I think a lot of people would appreciate a little Easter egg, or just anything real small within zombies, especially just anything like that. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe if Nikolai was like, hey, did you guys see that movie 20 years ago? It was like Star Wars 21, blah, 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 and then, you know, this happened or whatever. I think that'd be really, really cool to have a reference like that in zombies. So let me know what you guys think about all these ideas in the comments below. Did you like them? Did you hate them? What did you like about them? What did you hate about them? And if you guys want to get your ideas featured in the next episode for episode number 20 of Wishlist Wednesdays, be sure to leave your ideas down below in the comments pertaining to motor vehicle ideas. Now I'm talking about ideas that kind of relate to, in Black Ops 2, we had Mob of the Dead with a plane. It was also a buildable, but that was a vehicle. It got us around the map. We also had the bus in transit. That was a motor vehicle as well. We had the tank in Origins. We also had the elevator in Die Rise, which you wouldn't really call that a vehicle, but it was a means of transportation, so we can let that slide as a vehicle. So those are the kind of ideas I'm looking for here. Be as creative as you want, take as much time as you want, and make sure to leave those ideas down in the comment section below. Thank you guys for all the support on these episodes. Thank you for watching this episode, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.